definitely. Because in Toastmasters, they teach you about time management. They teach you how to use your body, how to use your tone, how your facial expressions. So all those things that I was taught through the years, all those skills that I acquired from Toastmasters is what helped me.
Hello, my people, and welcome back to another episode of Sit, Sip, and Chat. If this is your first time here, Sit, Sip, and Chat is where I sit with different persons in the community that are doing great and positive things. If you don't know who I am Dangleben-York of GCY Initiative, which is a destination marketing initiative based on the island of St. Martin. And today I have with me another family member. If you've been here, I keep my family coming because we're doing things. So I have with me today my aunt, Miss Cheryl Dangleben-York, or York Dangleben?
Dangleben-York.
I always forget how you have to place it. Miss Cheryl Dangleben-York, the face of WOHA for 2023 and 2024. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. We're going to get into that at some point. Just pay attention and enjoy the conversation as we go along. So first off, I have to do the little intro so you know who it is. Besides that she's my aunt, you have to know exactly who she is, what she's been doing, and a little bit about her life. So Cheryl Dangleben-York was born on St. Martin. She was born in Middle Region with Freddie and Alice York. I have to throw that in. I have to. Into a large musical family, though she admits she never picked up an instrument herself. She is the youngest of Freddie York's children. I threw that in. A widow and a proud mother of 3 adult children. A dedicated Toastmaster and Rotarian, Cheryl also works at the Parliament of St. Martin. In 2023, she traveled to London to participate in the Face of WOHA speaking extravaganza, competing against 11 women from around the world. And she won. I tell you, my family don't play. Since then, she has been committed to uplifting and empowering women in various ways. Since coming back with the crown, she's organized an event in December of 2023, which was highlighting and inspiring women on social media throughout the month. In March of 2024, she hosted a Purple Affair, which was an elegant event bringing women's organizations together. And in March 2025, she has another event coming. We're going to get into that. She strongly believes in the power of women's voices and lives by the quote, "When you embrace yourself fully, you give others permission to do the same." That's a nice quote.
It is.
That's a very nice quote. Okay, and before we go into the conversation itself, I have to tell you guys where we are. If you're a regular here, you know the setup, you know the background. We are back here at Great Bay Media Studios. Great Bay Media Studios is a company that is here for you for production needs, for social media management needs. They're here whether you're a creative that just needs a space to create what it is that you're trying to put out in the world, or whether you're a business that needs some marketing and some visuals to go along with your message. Great Bay Media is here. If you want to contact them, you can contact them on social media at Great Bay Media Studios. And with that, Tanti.
Hi, Glenda.
How are you doing so far?
I am good. I'm excited to be here. First, let me say congratulations to you on your sit, sip, and chat. It is a wonderful venture you're on, and I just want to say congratulations and thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll cheers to that, Tanti.
Okay.
Now, first things first, because we have to get to know a little bit about you.
Okay.
Like I mentioned, you are the youngest, not even the youngest of my grandmother's children, but you are the youngest, period.
Yes.
Out of everybody. How was that growing up being the youngest?
Okay, so I grew up in Middle Region, as you mentioned. For those of you who know, we always call it Miller Region. It's when we start to read and write, we get older, we realize it was Middle Region. So I'm a Miller Region girl, born and bred, although we moved eventually to I wouldn't say Sucker Garden. I don't
Like
consider myself living Sucker Garden. It's on the
Defiance?
hill
Yeah.
before you go down to Sucker Garden. So I don't know what you would
Somewhere in
call that.
between. I don't
Yeah,
even
between
know.
Defiance and Sucker Garden,
Yeah.
I would call it. So growing up in Middle Region, my dad had about 29 children. And being the smallest, eventually you'll hear, this your sister, this your brother. And you're wondering like, how? 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 But as I got older, when you get older, you realize in those days,
How things used to
how
work.
things were with the men. And my father once told me that when you had a bicycle, you were king.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he had a motorbike
Gots to be.
because he had children. But I am grateful for that because I grew up with a lot of love. As the youngest, I didn't have to do much because I guess my mom couldn't afford to leave the youngest mess with the food and mess up
That is
everybody's
true.
food.
That is
So I didn't learn to cook. I was really spoiled and I was pretty. I was a pretty baby. So I was really spoiled. And I just enjoyed growing up. I am happy as I'm older now. I could communicate better with my siblings, and we are just one big happy family. The Yorks, we do so many things together. I started organizing about 5 years ago the sunrise where every
Yes.
Christmas,
I finally make it this
yes,
year.
you made it
I
this
finally
year.
make it.
Yes, we would go and watch the sunrise as a family. We would
Yeah.
have breakfast, and all those old time stories from Middle Region.
That keep
My
yeah.
older brothers and my sisters would be speaking. It is really a important part of us. We always have something going on. So
That is
yes,
very
growing up,
true.
I really enjoyed that
And I
part.
will say I'm very grateful that we don't always make it to all of the events. But when we do, it's nice to be around the family and just the effort that is put into
Yes,
making sure
yes,
that you have that time to spend with your family and catch up
yes.
and share those stories so that we know those stories.
Yes.
So that we can share it with our children and they can hear those stories.
Yes, yes.
And the same way how you say that you had to you go on the road and this one is your brother, this one is the sister. And I do that with my daughter. This one is your cousin, this one is your cousin. And after a while, you just get like, somebody else again. Like, where these people come from, right?
yes.
Just over and over and over.
Yes,
So that's being the youngest and then being in Middle Region, because I would imagine a lot of the siblings were in Middle Region
Yes,
area.
yes. The majority of the siblings were in Middle Region area. But I grew up with a strict mom. So me then wasn't allowed. I think because I was so pretty, I think that's why it was. She was scared. Anyhow, I wasn't really allowed to go on the road, but we didn't have to go on the road because we had each other.
Yes.
My mom had 11 children. So we had each other and we had a lot of fruit trees. There was a lot of games, not like now. Nobody was in the house. There was no PS5, no phone, So a lot of it was done outside. I had a best friend, Brenda.
Okay.
And she would come up on my porch. She was allowed to come up. So she would come up on my porch. We would sing. We were the best singers. We were singing Bing Jack songs, Pat Ross. And
Can't you gotta sing me those songs, man?
it was, I like to sing. So maybe before we finish, I would sing you a song. It was just good times. Clean, fun. Everything was really good in those days. When you come in, we would walk to school. That's the next thing. Because we lived Middle Region, we had to go to school Mount William Hill. That's what Martin Luther King, we never call it that. It was just Mount William Hill School.
Yeah.
So we would walk every day from Middle Region to Mount William Hill and back. And it came like nothing. We didn't realize there was something different. Now the children can't walk from here down the road. So those were good times because along the way, you're meeting with friends, It was really good times. And then coming back home, we would fight with the Dutch Quarter children. So it was really...
So
but
you started the trend.
But those fights were different fights. It was hand fight. You fight today, tomorrow, your friends again. It was really, really good times. Really, really good times. Yeah.
So we know who started trend of the districts, them fighting each other, okay? My people, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with my aunt, I was going to say Tanti Cheryl, with my aunt Cheryl Dangleben-York, the face of WOHA. We'll be right back. Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the Late Night Show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason In the afternoon, the late night show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV15.
Thank you, TV15. Make sure to tune in.
Make sure to tune into the late night.
And sit, sip, and chat.
Late night.
Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on TV15 and across other social media platforms.
I'm Jasenia Lassiter, wishing you a wonderful week.
Stay friendly, St. Martin.
And we are back, my people. I am still here with Miss Cheryl Dangleben-York, the face of WOHA 2023-2024. As you can see, the crown went on, so you know what the conversation is. So, for the people that don't know, what is WOHA? What is it?
Okay, WOHA is Women of Hearts Award, and this was created by Dr. Desiree Richardson, who is originally an Anguillian, but is living in London forever, for years. And during the pandemic, she created a platform where women could share their voices, their stories, to uplift other women. And part of it was in November, she would have a speaking extravaganza where different women from across the world would compete against each other. And it was, you would have to send in videos and they were prejudged, and then persons would go on to the final, some would be eliminated. And those who go on to the final, they would have a day where they would have to online now, whether I don't know if it's on Zoom or whatever, they would do different speeches. So they got the topic and they would do 3 different speeches. I think one was introduction, then one was a topic, and and they were judged on that day. The points would add up from the previous videos that were sent in on the different topics, and then they would choose a winner. So a Toastmaster friend of mine, Maria Eduardo, she went the year before. And then we were speaking once, and she told me she has to go home because she has to prepare, for this thing, etc. And she told me the topic, and I sent her a few points, but I had no clue what it was about. And then eventually she told me what it was about, and she said, you should go next year. It will be something because you like to speak, So she went online. She did it online, and she came in first runner up. Yeah, so second place she got. And when she came back, she told me about the experience, and we decided that the next year I would go. But I thought it was just send in your videos and go. I didn't know the amount of work that had to go into it. So the next year you got the topics and you had to send in your videos. Now, I think what happens with us in Martin, people look down sometimes, a small island. But we are people, when we do something, we go all the way. At least I know that my family does.
Yes.
Everything we do, we go 100%.
That is true.
So I went to a professional videographer and we did it professional, and we sent in our videos. And then when I saw the other videos online, it was like somebody sitting by the desk, the light was dark, like different things. So I put a lot of work into it, sent on my videos, and that year was the first year they were doing it in person. So now I sent in about 3 or 4 videos, but then I had to travel to London to actually participate in the speaking extravaganza itself, and that was really, although you're speaking all the time, now you're in London, and then it was cold. You travel all these hours, and it was really a different experience. But again, the Caribbean, we speak with our whole body, with our hands, with everything. So the competition was it was good. And eventually I was the crowd favorite, I was the judge favorite, and I walk away with the crowd. It was really, although you think you do good, you're still there like kind of trembling, like, oh Lord, I wonder. And although Maria Edwardo, the same young lady that I told you about who participated, she went with
With
me,
you. Nice.
and Sherry and my daughter also traveled with me. And she was telling me, you got this, girl, you were so good. But when they called and they crowned me, it was an experience of a lifetime. So what happened after that? I wanted to speak in extravaganza and everything because of my character and my speaking abilities, my speaking skills, because of being a Toastmaster, etc. But then the people, the others, were actually doing that type of work. They were
Oh.
in the field, like a lot of them had companies, had businesses. They were in the field. A lot of them were doctors, had doctors, behind their name. And I was intimidated, like, oh gosh, they were working. So I decided when I came back with this title that I would start to do the work. So that's why I started posting in December, like you mentioned in my bio, posting and uplifting women, in the community who I felt were doing things for women, and it was a whole month of posting pictures and highlighting. And then I said, we have so many women organizations, but nobody really comes together. A lot of people don't know about the other. So then I decided to create this event where the different organizations were given the opportunity to speak on what they do. And from that experience, a lot of collaboration went on because now I might be doing something where the follow up you can help me with.
Yeah.
There was somebody who talk about in Colombia the baking that they do.
Wait, Auntie. We're going to get into that event
Okay.
and how that event evolved.
I like to talk, so
You're
stop me.
giving
Yeah.
the
Too much, too much. Okay, okay. Okay, okay.
Okay. So
Let's
then
go.
we're going to rewind a little bit. We deal with a WOHA.
Yeah.
They send you the topics. They send you topics via email. And
Yes, via
so you
email.
had to do 3 different videos on 3 different topics?
Yes,
How did that
we
work?
did. I can't remember the one was about uplifting, one was about bullying, and I'm not sure about the other one, but heavy topics.
Yeah.
And then you had to put your speech together and send it on via the video to them.
Okay.
They would upload it on Facebook. They have a page, Face of War, for those of you who face,
Interesting.
just like that, Face of WOHA. So if you go on that page, you would see a lot of videos of the persons who participated from the incept, from the very beginning, come down till last year. They had another event. So you send it in and you were judged on that.
Okay, and then they tell you, they tell you you're a finalist? Or-
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So
essentially.
you're a finalist, you're coming to London, so then you have to find your own way to London.
Yes. And
Okay.
that was another
Task in
really
itself.
task in itself. You had to send in, and because you're not a company or you're not an association,
Yeah.
it's extremely difficult to get assistance, because the businesses they have to write off where they send their
Yeah,
money, so that was in itself very difficult, thanks to family, friends, and a few faithful person who still was able, to donate no matter how small it was.
Yeah.
But a huge hunk came from me. And then you're not going to London by yourself.
No.
I was traveling with my daughter. And then you need to also pay hotel.
Yep.
And it was an expensive but worthwhile
experience.
journey.
Okay, and then the last, before we go and we take a little quick break, how would you say, because of course, being a Toastmaster impacted that because you found out from a fellow Toastmaster
Yes.
about the competition. How would you say your years as a Toastmaster helped to prepare you for the competition?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Because in Toastmasters, they teach you about time management. They teach you how to use your body, how to use your tone, how your facial expressions. So all those things that I was taught through the years, all those skills that I acquired from Toastmasters, is what helped me. And it also taught me about the nerves. So although I was trembling on the inside, I was able to stand up there, smile, and do what I had to do. And that was definitely because of Toastmasters. So I want to thank the Toastmasters organization and all those who helped me along this journey.
There we go. She's a queen. My family full of queens now. Oh, you don't know. That's a story for another time. But for now, we're going to take another sip. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Yo!
What did you do?
Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
The
yeah.
QR link.
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean Channel app. Yeah. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app though. It's not an app. App, you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app though. All you gotta do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give some sense, Jess. Jess.
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big bucks.
It's not an app, though. It's not a app. What the It's not a app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Yes.
It's not an app, though.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? Qu'est-ce que tu fais là?
But sorry, no sir. They got this game tonight and I can't miss it. Me and my boy, we gotta watch the game, you know. So I bringing this in. You check? Alright, let me watch your leg. Watch your leg.
Sir, sorry. Why so difficult? Look, I'm watching TV here on my phone with the Tell TV Plus app. You really gotta upgrade.
Okay, so miss, tell me about the Tell TV Plus. I gotta hear about this.
Okay, so once you apply for Tell TV Plus,
Okay.
you can enjoy it anytime on the go.
Anytime.
Anytime.
On the go?
On the go, you simply download the app, log into your account at any time, sit back and enjoy. You will never have to miss your match.
Yo, bus driver, take me back to tell him now, please.
My people, we are back. I hope you had your sip of water, your sip of juice, or your sip of whatever it is. This is a judge-free zone. You had your potty break. We are still here with Cheryl Dangleben-York, the face of our 2023-2024. I call her Tanty Cheryl. And we're going to talk about when you came back from the competition. She is now Queen Cheryl, if you please. We touched on the event that you held last year with the different women organization groups coming together and just finding out about each other and seeing what possibilities could occur. You know of anything that might have arose from that, or how
I'm
did that
not
go?
sure, but at the event itself, when So we had different organizations, different people would go up to speak. And when one of the persons went up to speak, she said she was so grateful that she came because she just listened to another speaker who spoke before. And she definitely will be contacting that person to collaborate, you know. And then we had, during that session, we had a little session itself where they were mix and mingling.
Yes.
And I saw persons with their little book and they were taking
Notes
and names. So I can assume based on that that a lot of collaboration went on and that people, what was important for me was that people knew about the other organizations in case you needed help, in case you needed anything, you knew. So that my goal was definitely achieved based on the feedback.
Okay. So then you will consider the overall event a success.
Yes.
Because they came out, they showed out, they had a little music playing and everybody dancing.
A fashion show. It was a fashion
That's what it
show.
was. I just remember the dancing.
It was a fashion show.
It was a very nice fashion show with some dancing happening.
Yes,
The dancing is what's
yes.
But they were not shy. They came out and they represented themselves and they did it, and it was a fun.
Yes, it was a fun evening.
Space for it.
Yes.
So then we come here to talk about the upcoming event that we have coming up now on March 16th.
Yes.
What is that event?
Okay. I've been looking and wondering like what I can do next. I had so many ideas, but again, to come back financially to do events, it's costly. And then I decided on a natural hair show because so many people are right now natural in on my job. I just look around and I think like all of us are natural on the job. So then I thought a natural hair show would be interesting just to highlight the gist of it that we going natural. But as I started, I realized that it's more than just to highlight because if you go back in history, then I started to, do a little research. And from way back, our hair was not only hair, you were identified by your hair, like what tribe, your marital status, everything was your hair. Even during hard times, your hair gives signals, the way maybe you comb your hair give a signal of this or of that.
Yeah.
And what happened during slavery now, they forced the women to shave their hairs and their hair. And that took away part of their identity because it was really important, the hair. And then eventually as the generations change, then we start to come more based on the Europe hair trend, the long hair, the straight hair. And then women start to believe that our hair now was
not as good.
Was how would you say that word? It was not tamed. And it come down to now, let's say a couple years ago, where if you're going a certain place, you got to, hot curl and perm your hair to look acceptable. Because if you go like with your hair out, it was like, she's not ready. Even on the jobs, you have that with the men with locks. Even women, you get that kind of prejudice still.
Yeah.
And it's very strong in the schools. That's why I think right now they are trying to relax that. Because imagine we're a Caribbean island where this is our hair. I have in braids now. And don't say because she's talking natural hair, she has in braids. Because this is part of it. My hair is natural, but sometimes you have protective styles. That's why I'm encouraging you to come out to learn all these different things. In school, the little girls can't just wash their hair and go to school because it would be considered the hair in comb. It's not right. Tidy. So they got to plait it. They got to groom it, keep it neat. And the little boys the same way. They have to be nearly bald in order to be considered neat. Whereas those persons, for lack of a better word, with a little less curls, more loose hair, are allowed to come with their bobs or with their hair long down out because this is considered neat. So we are now, I think this is important to come out. This is about self-confidence, about being comfortable in your own hair with your own roots. And then also to learn how to take care of our hair. Because a lot of us, including myself, gone natural, but all I do is wash it and braid it.
Yeah.
I don't go try. When I look online, you see the people with different brushes, how to comb it
different
through, the
products that
different
you use.
products to put in.
Yeah.
You know, so when you come to this event, we have people who are making products to grow your hair, to strengthen your hair. We have a braider who will be talking about the different protective styles. We have a hairdresser who will be talking also about,
How to
how
take
to
care of your hair.
maintain,
Yeah.
how what is good for your hair, your different hair textures, so that is what this event and why it came about.
Okay. Nice. So how is the planning going so far?
Okay, everything is definitely planned. I have a team who are working hard with me. I have a team and I have to big them up. We have a little chat, so I put in the information. They give their feedback. We are meeting tomorrow, self, for a little lunch meeting. But everything is in place. It's just the financial needs to pop in now to finish it off.
Okay, so if you're listening, there's still time. You can contribute to this cause because we're trying to encourage our young people coming up and reshape the minds of the older people that are already there. There is nothing wrong with your natural hair, the little afro that you
Yes,
have.
yes.
Embrace it, make it look right. Let me do this. So for the people that don't know yet, where is the event? Is there a dress code? How much a ticket costs? Where they could buy the ticket? All of those
Okay.
things.
Okay, so the event is going to be held at Carl's and Sons Unique Inn, and I want to thank them because they were the most cost efficient place, and they are. I like it because it's cozy, it's more compact, it's not, this big wide, so people are more next to each other. They can, so I like the place at Carl's and Sons. It's on the 16th of March, 5 o'clock in the afternoon sharp. And we start on time because I believe in time management. And I also believe in getting you in, giving you the information and getting you out. Tickets are only $10, and this is just to help set off the cost.
Yeah.
And you get snacks, you get drinks, and great fun. And also we would have some prizes given out that we get some of, different persons give. So come, put your name in the bucket, and you can get a prize and enjoy yourself. Now, tickets, I have the tickets and team members.
Okay.
But you can reach out to me. I can give my number is 522-3132. You could reach out and get your tickets. Or if I'm on Facebook, Cheryl York. So you could also contact me there, or family members. Any York you reach out to will be able to contact me. So yes.
Okay. So guys, you heard it. You can reach out to me if you're watching this video and it's before the 16th of March 2025. Feel free to send me a message. I'll put you in contact with my aunt so that you can attend this event. If you just want to make a donation to the cause, if you want to figure out how you can help, maybe if not for this event, for the next event, of course, reach out. And then I will put you in contact and then we can make great things happen. Tanti Cheryl,
Yes.
thank you so much for coming and letting the people know. And one more thing I forgot to mention the number one more time, 522-3132. If you want to reach out to her directly, or if you want to reach out to, like she said, any York in St. Martin, just ask them and then they can definitely put you in contact with her. So my people, that was it. That was another episode of Sit, Sip, and Chat. We're sitting with the face of WOHA 2023-2024. It's Pure Queens in my family. We thank Cheryl Dangleben-York. I almost give out your full thing. Cheryl Dangleben-York for sitting with us. And until the next time, my people, have a great one.
Thank you.